Well, that's good, Granaries. I didn't expect it to actually end up happening either, but you know, I eventually finish everything. So, like, you know, we're here again for another fucking, uh, rating thing. Okay, good, it is picking up my mic. Alright, so, before we begin, we're gonna go ahead and move two things out of question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm sure you'll never guess what one of them is based on the file I just closed. That's right, it's Roar the Jungle Dragon. Cause that thing apparently has its ability known and I didn't realize it. And it's just another voice, but only the intonation part. Only okay. Alright, so that, in combat, that's some solid... Where? Oh, it's down there. I was like, where is it? That's some solid B combat potential right there. And then we'll squelch down this, whole B section over here. Just the whole thing, yeah. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. Make it barely understandable what anything is. Alright, so. And then we're also going to put it in utility, in which case it lacks all the utility functions of another voice, but it's not completely useless. So it's like a D. This is the D. This is the D category, correct. Alright. And the other stand is my baloney, my baloney has a first name, which has its ability revealed, and it causes all others affected by the stand to think that the target has suddenly become the nearest piece of baloney. That's just fucking weird, and I don't know how that really works, but, basically, that's like, I don't know, it can maybe throw you off in combat, so like a D in combat, and like an E in utility, because that's not a, you don't, what is that used for? Go there with come together. Alright, now for the actual rating. 3 minutes into the video, okay. So this stance will set up a bit weird, so I'm just going to be going through them all. It's only 49, as usual. Okay. Sugar Kiss. Combat is like E, because there is a very niche use it could have in combat, which would be if Marshmallow kisses somebody in combat, that person will be Marshmallow's friend and not want to fight anymore. But like you have to be in kissing range for that to work. So like, you know. And then utility, it's like it's a solid B in utility, I think. Maybe even it's actually I think it might even be A. Cuz you basically you get all of somebody's like information basically, and you become their friend just by kissing them, which has a lot of uses, generally speaking. Okay, where in the world? I need to remind myself of what this does. I think I remember what it was. It's like she can like switch places with things she steals or something. Something weird like that. Yep. Okay, yeah. So it has, anytime a stand has no limit on the amount of a thing it can do, that's always pretty intense. In combat, this is like an escape mechanism, maybe, or you could like suddenly whip out some crazy thing, which actually now that I think of it, that probably bumps it from being a D into a C. And then for utility, that's a B, I think. Not quite A worthy. Because, yeah, like, switching these around, but you need to get them in the first place. So, you know. Okay. I met her in Monterey. Easy ranking, because this is a question mark as of now. We don't even know what it looks like. So that's gonna replace Roar of the Jungle Dragon spot in the question mark tier until it's eventually revealed. Cheeseburger Family. Okay, Cheeseburger Family. So Cheeseburger Family combat is an F because it lets you talk to food, which doesn't help you in fight. Maybe you could get advice, but like during combat, this stand isn't going to be doing anything for you, and also Apple's like a pacifist, so pretty much. Utility, it's like a C or D. My gut instinct is D, but honestly, I guess like depending on what can be considered food, which it has been like weirdly touched upon before. I don't know. You can get some wacky advice. So I guess it's nah, it's probably D. It's too situational. All right. Hang on, gotta just. All right. Okay. Marching along together. Okay, so this is a weird one. Combat. Can't really use it to fight, but once its ability has been activated, it's like very powerful because you just have an entire army of another person to fight for you. Now, is that B worthy though? I'm gonna put it in C actually, because that's like, well, okay, yeah, that's because the army stands are like a lot of them are in B, but I guess C makes more sense for this one because it takes a long time. Oh, I need to rank it in utility. Utility. It's like a D maybe. Like, its utility is creating an army. Actually, I guess it can be a C. C across the board. All right. Concrete Jungle. I'll just get one of the swords. Concrete Jungle. Its combat abilities are, well, honestly, you can just fucking bring the swords down from the sky out of nowhere, which is pretty wacky, so I guess it can go and be there. And utility, it's like its only utility function is tracking things down. Are there other tracking stands in here? I know there's tracking. Okay, where's enemy approaching? Hold up, let me just move things out of the way. Enemy approaching. Enemy approaching is in B. So I guess this will go in B as well. Alright. Okay. Stranglehold. I specifically just made sure that this was the 7th thing I did in this, by the way. Excluding the 2 I re-ranked. Stranglehold? Okay. It's a weird one. It's a real weird one. Because it's so... I think it's A tier, honestly, probably across the board, just because of how versatile it is if you use it correctly. I think that's a reasonable ranking. I can't really do anything like 7 with it in the ranking. Okay, so now I can like... Have I been missing things up top? No, I haven't been. None yet. Alright, don't fence me in. Makes it so you can never be in a building. I'm gonna say that that's a E in combat, because if your opponent were to try to capture you, they couldn't. So there is a use there. And I guess for the same reason E in utility, because it means you can never be captured for non-combat reasons. I don't know. Okay. 2 can be as bad as 1. It's just it creates an exact copy of you. So That's like, that's not really, it's like a D in combat, because I guess he can fight with you, but like if you're weak, then it doesn't do much. And if you're strong, then like you might as well just be fighting on your own. And in utility, like a C, because you only get one. You only get one clone with using that ability. Okay. In the jungle is actually, okay, combat, its only ability is disruption, really, and I guess controlling. And it only works if you're in the jungle, obviously. But it's still like a B for combat. Like it would be higher, but because of the jungle restriction, it's not. And then like utility, it's like probably S tier, I think, is relatively reasonable for it. Okay, jungle. For now, even though there are ideas going around of what its power may be, I think it's reasonable a question mark for now until it's fully decided. Because Grand Jungle Protector lore is currently in development, and this stand's ability being definitively understood is one of the key things that needs to be figured out before it can progress. Okay, shearing. Gets rid of all your hair, also lets you get rid of other people's hairs. I guess it can be, like, jarring. So an E in combat and, like, an F in utility. Because, like, you can't really do anything with it. I guess maybe an E in utility. This is weird. 2 double E's in the same ranking is weird. I don't know. Okay. Your best nightmare is wacky because it only works on special things. So it's highly situational, but in those situations, it's terrifyingly powerful. And it can also make special things be killable, which is kind of insane. So honestly, that's probably a B. Actually, wait, I think... Hang on. I think, actually, is there more to it than that? No, okay, there's not more to it. But it does need a source, but then it can directly attack the soul, so, like... You know, and then as for utility... Again, its utility is mainly combat-oriented. So, D maybe, I guess? Okay. Alright, that's reasonable, Okay. This is when shit gets weird here. Copy pasta. You need to know how to use it to make any use of it. And even then, you just give stands to other people. So it's a really fucking weird stand that has, like, no combat use, really, unless you took... Okay, I guess, yeah, if you took a bad stand and gave it to someone during a fight, that could fuck them up. But that's not a common situation to come up. And utility, I guess, if... There's probably some way to use it there. Okay. Okay, Toots. Combat. If you can get in hugging range, you basically win. So, A. Utility. C. Just like stripping someone of their powers for utility isn't really great. Okay, this is a weird one to rank. I think this one makes sense, even though its ability is fully known. I'm gonna put it in question mark, because whether it's good or bad is completely random. Because it makes it so everything has to be rolled for. Alright, Derp of the Comet Tribe. I mean, it gets weaker the longer you've, like, been around PD, because you can just do more things while under its effect, but if he just activates on you, like, activates it on you right after, like, seeing you, then it's, like, you're done, because you can't do anything. So I'm gonna say for that reason, it's, like, a B in combat, and, like, a D in utility. No, E, F in utility, actually. What do you use that for? You don't use it for anything. Entertainment, maybe, but I doubt it. Okay. I'm going in a weird-ass order here. Oklahoma. This one's fucking weird. Let me triple check its ability. Yeah. So basically, it makes other things look dead, and then if you look at them for too long, you die. So that's like a B in combat, just because it can be avoided, but it's difficult to. And for utility, that's like E, F in utility, actually, because that's a combat exclusive stand, I guess. Oh my fucking god. People go 2 fucking minutes without fucking talking somewhere. Fuck you. Anyways. I know I've been, like, missing things, but this is a weird situation. Dominazione. Dominazione? I don't speak Italian. Combat. Combat is like... What? Okay, does this have any... I need to check, like, all these abilities nowadays. Yeah, okay, so it does have combat uses, but not many. And it's mainly a utility stand, and in utility stand, A, I guess, because it's too oriented to, like, the user's goals. I guess, actually, Fine, it'll go in S tier. Because it's very useful for what it's supposed to be. Okay, he's making eyes at me. Let's just get this one out of the way. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Actually, no, fuck it, I won't let you question mark, question mark, question mark. Combat. F. Well, E, because it makes other people not fight, but you can't fight either if it activates. Utility. F. Alright. Global potluck makes everybody have to chip in a little bit towards the goal. Combat, if you make that goal fighting, everyone will, like, punch the opponent once. So I guess, like, D. Utility, I'm going to say it's a B because, sure, everyone helps. That doesn't necessarily mean you'll get a super successful result, but it'll be as good as it can be in that context. 4-leaf clover. This is a weird one. I'm gonna say C. Honestly, C and, like, B in utility, because the cooldown really kind of screws it, but it does permanently erase events, so... Okay, 1 million lawyers. This one's just kind of fucking stupid at Heartshine. Like, okay, so he calls someone and asks them for advice. It doesn't necessarily mean that he'll get good advice from him. It just means he can call him for advice. I guess it directs into the most qualified person. Combat, you could ask for tips in combat, so E. Actually, you know what? No. A question of fate is an F, so this will be an F. As for this, utility, it is a utility stand, but it's not a very good one, so C. Alright, the Walker. It like gathers gummy particles so the gummy worm can do things. D in combat, because like in direct combat, but it could probably put you in a more combat-oriented form. And for utility, probably like a B. That seems reasonable. Okay, Muskrat Ramble. Combat. D on it, because it could make your opponent like think they're a pacifist and not fight you at all, but there's also a very existent chance it turns them into a like super fighty, punchy, killy person. Mentally. Utility is like this main utility is entertainment, but D, I guess, because it can be pretty entertaining. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna miss a lot going through this. Screaming Tribesman. For some reason, I drew Wasabi like really small in this. Combat. E. If your opponent tries to throw you off by shouting at you, then it won't work. Otherwise, it does nothing for you. Utility. C. It is a utility stand, but the utility is just it makes loud noises, not hurt you. It's like the soundproof ability from Pokemon. Data Bend. Combat. Like, I guess you could like pull a gun out of the internet or something. I don't fucking know. I'm sure this is a wacky one that could probably be explored a lot and have some fun with. It's honestly probably an A in utility too. There's probably some cool stuff that can be done with Data Bend, honestly. Star Spangled Banner. It does actually have a combat purpose, but that's not what it's meant for, because it does reflect attacks. So it's like you can't just whip it out of nowhere, but I guess if you stick around it during a fight, then your opponent will have to play around that, so. And then for utility, it's like a C maybe. It's a bit of a niche ability. Niche. I don't fucking know how to pronounce it. It changes on context, and that bothers me. Stars and Stripes Forever. Another stand where how powerful it is comes from it just being really, really loose in its ability wording intentionally. Kind of like Stranglehold. But in this case, combat, probably an S in combat, because like it sets your opponent free from whatever passion they had for fighting, like against you, I guess, or I guess not really. It wouldn't do that necessarily, but the point of the matter is, if this stand gets activated on you, you like aren't doing anything against it. Because you can't hold ill will towards it, basically, because it frees you from negative emotions. And utility S plus? Question mark? I guess so. Congrats, Service. You're the only S plus in this standstill so far. ABC 123. Can do whatever if he asks the kids at home for help. I don't really know if there's a limit to what he can do with this ability, but so far I'm going to put it at like a E in combat because violence isn't kid-friendly, so I doubt he could make much use of it. Or he could maybe scare someone away or like make them run off like Slifer. And like a A in utility. I think that's fair for a stand that we haven't really seen too much of. Soul Sanctum. So far, the only Hollow Knight reference in Astral. Might change eventually, who knows. Okay, combat. It's kind of like a resurrection stand. So I guess it's an E tier combat. Utility. I guess I could just put it, B tier utility. Yeah, it's just a wacky resurrection stand, basically. Rapping for Jesus. This is a weird one that we have not seen fully in action yet. Thankfully. I mean, not thankfully. It's a fun ability idea. But combat. That does nothing for you in combat, really. Unless there's something I'm forgetting here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that doesn't really do much for combat. And unless it calls in allies, maybe, but it's just as likely to call in enemies as allies. Utility, I guess, like, E, D. It has a use, but it seems very dangerous. Okay. Music murder. Combat is probably like A tier, not S, A tier. Cause so the siren works best underwater, but the stand works best above water to balance it out. So yeah, that's the whole thing with it. And then utility, doesn't really have one. It's C tier utility. Because, like, it technically has a use, but it's not like a utility use. Banana phone. You need bananas to make it work. But, you know, and even when you do combat, like, F. Utility, like, D. Let's squish down the F tier here. We have a lot of failures we're working with. How long is this video at so far? Oh boy, 27 minutes. And we still have a lot to go. Okay. Buttercup. Freezes stands, does not disable them. Combat. Where is November Rain? I'm gonna put it the same in November Rain because it's very similar. It just has a bit of a different trade-off of what it can do. And for utility, I'm gonna say, honestly, yes, A, same as November Rain again. Pretty much, again, it's a very similar stand to November Rain, just weird. Staying alive. If you think you can kill someone or something, I think it's something like that. If you think you can kill them, you can't. Combat. D. E. D. E. C, I guess. Utility. B. It helps you stay alive. Or actually... Okay, yeah, that's the same as living on a prayer, so that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense for it to be there. Okay. Whew, still got quite a few. Blinding Shining Star. Extremely powerful in combat. Probably an S tier, honestly. Because if you look at it and you don't have someone else to, like, jostle you out of looking at it, you're done. You just lose. And utility, I'm going to put it in C with Music Murder, because, again, its utility is, like, killing people. So, yeah. Oh, hi, Acidic Lament. Acidic Lament, throws Acid Globe. Acid Globe has to recharge. That's, like, very C tier. Because it does combat, but the fact that it has to recharge for such a, like, relatively mediocre ability. And then, like, D in utility. You can maybe corrode through a door, but, like, you know, you don't need to do that, really, often. DANCE. I don't know why I screenshot, like, the whole stand. DANCE, combat, it's a good disruption stand, but, you know, C seems reasonable for it. And for utility, I think like B. That seems like a good ranking for it. Okay. We need to. Okay. Route 17 sets up a road to anywhere, which could be followed by people, but it would be a really treacherous path if they tried. Combat doesn't have combat. It's not a combat stand. It's a full utility stand. Utility, S. Easy S. Not quite S+. Because, like, yeah, it's like right now, so that makes sense. That would be there. Okay. Scourge of the Universe. Combat. You could rip a hole right through somebody if you really wanted, and it would be there forever. So that's probably an A. It's a lot like the hand if it were to be used in combat. Just completely irreparable damage. Utility, it's like it's an A, I think, is reasonable. Because like you can move around a lot with it, but like you do run the risk of things following you if you're trying to. You can't get away from things. Oh, hi, as we go. As we go. For the time being, question mark. Its ability will probably never fully be elaborated upon, but we don't know what the thing it does is. It's probably very scary, and hopefully we never have to find out. Fuck. Okay, let me zoom out for this. Yellow Submarine. Combat. F. I doubt it even has torpedoes. Utility. It's like an A. It's like maybe a B. I think it's a B, honestly. Not an A. Okay, Heart of the Sunrise. You can do destruction, but you have to break your bones to do it. So that's like that's a pretty big trade-off right there. So probably a B in combat. And like a D in utility because it actively hurts you to use. A little old lady who lived in a shoe hasn't been seen in action, but combat would be F. And utility would be like E, I think maybe. Okay, hurry along. What's yours is mine. You boot someone out, take their place, and then they can just boot you right back. Combat doesn't really, maybe, like, very situationally it could do something, so E. Utility, I guess it can, like, get you somewhere real fast if you, like, replace someone far away or something, so C. It's a weird one. Okay. So now let's get all the stragglers we missed. Let me find them. I know there's got to be some I missed. Oh, yeah, okay. Magically Delicious. Has a lot of things it can do. I think it's a solid, like, C in combat, A in utility. That's what I'm feeling for it. And then Free Fallen gives you a high success chance if someone legitimately doubts you can do something. So combat, that's gonna be like E, because maybe it's like, oh, I'll bet you can't win against this person, but even then, it's only a chance. It's a high chance, but it's still technically only a chance. And for utility, I'm gonna say it's B because it's only a chance. And I guess I'll squash down this utility B section, even though, like, I doubt there'll be any more B utilities in the few that remain in this list. But, you know, gotta have it ready. Gotta have it ready for this. Globbity gloobity. Okay. Okay. Alright! How could I forget? Kala Yuta and Terra Richa at Kamenre, of course. Everyone's favorite stand, Kiram. I mean, from what we've seen so far, I think it's safe to say utility is... Well, hang on, let's just see here. So, dooba-dooba-dooba-da. Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. A? No, it would be like at least S. I think S plus is reasonable. But debatable. Actually, yeah, I think S plus is very reasonable. And for combat, I think regular S is reasonable, unless we find out that jungle does something absolutely bonkers. Okay. Is that everything? Did I get it all? Did I get everything? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good to go? Did I win? Did I win yet? Yes, I did. I won. Yay! That's it. That's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.